All right. So, as you already know me, my name is Uche Naiwerem, and some people call me Coach UC, and like that's how I address myself sometimes. But my name is Uche Naiwerem, and tonight we'll be taking a session on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing and why it is a good business for anyone to partake in 2022. All right. So first of all, Amazon is not something that is it's not a strange concept. Everybody should know about Amazon, unless you're living under a rock and your rock is very big. But if you're being in the internet space, you have a smartphone, there are chances that you bought something from Amazon. Like I know I bought books from Amazon, and some people buy gadgets. You can get about anything on Amazon, really. There's Amazon, there's eBay, there are different websites, all e-commerce websites. So today we're going to be talking about how anyone can sell profitably. Now, it's not just about publishing books on Amazon, it's not just about selling books on Amazon, but doing it profitably. That's the aim of this class. Some of you on the during the DM interaction I have with some persons they've already started publishing on Amazon, but it has not been successful. And I know what happens when people don't get success at something, they tend to give up. So this night, I'm going to be talking about how you can either start if you don't know about it before, and how you can make it profitable. So if you have a writing material, at this point to be a good time to bring it out, or look for somewhere to jot things down so that you don't miss out, okay? So the first thing we're going to be talking about is why Amazon Direct Publishing? Why should I even consider it as a business model? That's the first question I'm going to be tackling right now. So now, number one is that going straight into it. Number one is that Amazon KDP, that's Kindle Direct Publishing, it does not require any startup capital. Like I've told most of us, it does not require any capital at all. In short, it's very easy. If you even have an Amazon account, you can just log into the Kindle account, and straight away you already have a Kindle account that you can start publishing on. So the process of starting is just opening an Amazon Kindle account if you don't have one, and then opening a Payoneer account. Now, what do we use the Payoneer for? The Payoneer is used to conduct international transactions. You know that people that will buy for your book on Amazon, they are most likely going to pay in dollars. So, and you can't get payment directly. So what we use is Payoneer. During the course of this class, I'm going to show us how to open a Payoneer account simply without any stress, okay? So you open a Payoneer account, you link it up to your Amazon Kindle account, so that whenever a purchase is made on your Kindle account, it will reflect on your Payoneer. You'll be paid to your Payoneer, and then your Payoneer will be linked also to your Naira account, so that you can get your cash in Naira, okay? Number two, it is a global business. Now, whoever can access Amazon website is essentially your customer. Take that down. Whoever, I want you to know this, why this is a good business is that as long as any part of the country, any part of the world, anyone that can access Amazon is your customer. So take note of that, is your customer. That means you can sell any kind of book at all. You might decide to focus on writing stuff for Asians. You can decide to focus on writing stuff for Icelanders, anybody at all. So number three is that it is a huge passive income source. When we talk about income sources, for me, I have been in the online space for some time, and I would say that I've tried out different business models. And one thing that is sure is that in as much as you're going to be working on stuff, you also want to build a passive income for yourself so that you don't always have to be at the forefront for you to earn money. I mean, there are days when you don't feel like it. There are days when you just feel like resting. What happened on those days? This is where your passive income source come into play. So Amazon KDP is a huge passive income source because once you can get your book up and running, it would start selling and giving you that consistent earning. Remember, as long as a book is on Amazon, people can keep buying and rebuying and rebuying and rebuying for as long as the number of persons in this world that gets to see it. Now, how many people do we have in this world? I've not done that much, but we have billions of people. In Nigeria alone, how many do we have? I don't know. But imagine where just a state is buying a book. Let's say even if your book is priced at say $3 per purchase, $3 times 1,000, $3 times 1,000, you're talking about $3,000. And $3,000, you are not going to do any other work for it. Once that book is certified good to sell, once it starts selling, it keeps selling, and then you keep having that income source. Okay, then we had number 4. Number 4 is that there is no limit to the number of books you can sell. That's another beautiful thing about this model, is that you can keep publishing books, keep putting out books, and these books, okay, let's do a small math. Now, let's say one book is getting you $200 a month. Imagine you have 5 books doing that same thing. You're just going to be earning passive income without doing an extra work. The work you now be doing is how to get more books published. That's the thing. So there's no limit to the number of books you can publish. Okay, so we're going to move on to another part of this class, and that is why people struggle or fail in this business. Now, this is not a new business for those that care to know. No, Amazon KDP is not new. The only problem is that people don't make it. People struggle a lot in it. That's the issue, because it's like you have to become a big name before you become successful. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to. Why? Because there are certain things that people miss out when they go into business. And I'm going to talk about business generally, because as for me, I'm a digital marketer and a salesperson, and I can tell you that there are people that come into this space, and most times they fail because of one or two of the things I'm going to mention now. So, number 1, wrong mindset. I cannot overemphasize this. Now, every business model, everything you're going to do, there's a type of mindset you should have. If you have the wrong one, you're going to lose. In short, you're losing before you even start. So, for instance, I'm going to school, and my mindset is that going to school, I just want to come out with the best grades. Good. I'm going to focus and come out with the best grades, no matter how it takes. But does it necessarily mean that I'll be grounded in that course? Now, I might not care to understand the basics. I might not care to understand how deep it is. I might just be caring about the marks, if I have to cram, if I have to copy in the class or whatever. So because of this mindset, I'm going to achieve a result. But this result would now determine how I'm going to fare with whatever it is that I set out for myself. So wrong mindset is one thing. Number 2, wrong motive. Now, if you come into any business at all, and your motive is that I want to make money, good. Everybody will all want to make money. But if your motive is that I just want to make money without, as in looking for a shortcut, I want to find the fastest way to make money, there's really no fast way. You might see something that seems like a fast way, but in the long run, you might discover how you cheated that you've been. Why? Because if you don't build capacity if you don't build capacity for any business, when challenges come, it will test you. It will test your capacity. And if you don't have that capacity, you're already failing. So people struggle in business a lot, especially with this business too, because they either have the wrong motive or the wrong mindset. Then number 3 is that they have no mentorship. So there's one thing about, we know about, what do you call them now? Legends. Legends are known for the arrows on their back. Now, there are people that are pace setters. They go ahead, they take all the shots, and they take all the bullets. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person. Why should you take a bullet that somebody else has taken? Why not just listen to that person and follow in the path that the person has discovered to be the path to success? So someone has created a way, and now you're thinking that, no, I need to find another way. That is why people fail. So you see somebody that you're smarter than, making progress, and you're not making progress, and you're wondering what happened. You don't need to be so smart to achieve success. Actually, you just need to be obedient and find out what works and do it. Okay, then this is another point that I see a lot of people fall for, that's laziness. Now, this is that you know what to do. Probably I'm telling you that for you to make at least, like the flyer some of you saw, yes, almost everybody here saw it, that make $500 in a month. For you to make $500 in a month, you know that you should be selling at least, let's say you have 5 books doing a minimum of, say, $100 a week. So let's say 5 of them cumulatively are doing $100 a week, and you have 1 book doing, say, $50. And you know that the key to earning $500 is creating more books, but you don't want to create more books, and you are hoping that this thing will just happen. How? Hope is not a strategy. Hope is never a strategy. So if you are going to be lazy about business, then why should you expect that business to pay you? Okay, so no laziness. And the final one I'm going to talk about here is quick success syndrome. It's basic. There's this word learn, L-E-A-R-N, and people say that when you learn, or will I say expert, it will be like when you learn, after learning, then you take away the L and then you earn. So if you're looking to earn without learning, you're going to frustrate yourself, because you might have some little success here and there, but in the long run, you're going to be found wanting, because you've not grown in knowledge concerning that stuff that you're earning from. Okay, so I hope people are with me. If you're with me, let me see something, some movement in the chat box. You can put some 777. Let me see some 777 in the chat box. Okay, I can see that I have people following me. Just 2. Okay, good. I like the energy. Okay, let's go. So we're going deeper into the class. Now we are going into the weapons. I call it the secret weapons of 7-figure book publishers. The secret weapons of 7-figure. Now, 7-figure is anything from that's 100,000. 100,000 is 6 figures. That is above 100,000. So we're talking about a million. And by a million naira, we're talking about at least $2,000. So there are things that I have personally done my research on. Okay, your hands are up. After the class, after the sessions, you can ask any question. Okay, so let me just run through it so that there's no break. So there are things that I've discovered personally. I learned about Amazon KDP last in, I think, December. So I had to take my time to look into this business model and look at what makes it a success before even talking about it, because I have a lot of people, especially young people, that are looking for a legit way to make money. So I try to look for things that I do my research on them, and then I teach about them. So these are the things I've found out about seven-figure book publishers. Number one, they create multiple bestsellers. Number one, they create multiple bestsellers. If you go to Amazon right now, I think, okay, let's do a practical session. Let's do something practical. Okay, so I'm going to show us something Amazon. So I'm going to show us something here. Let me share my screen. Amazon. Okay, I hope you can all see my screen. Oh man. So, okay, when I get Amazon, I'll see. Okay, go to Kindle. Then go to Kindle Books. Okay. So when you come here, you're going to see bestsellers. Now, look at this book. You can see this, The Fellowship of the Ring. Now, this book costs $2.99. $2.99, and it has 9,549 rating. Do you know what this means? This means that, imagine you have a book like this that sells, how much is it again? That's $2.99. That's 2.99. So imagine you're making, let's say, 3 persons, because it's a bestseller. So people around the world are buying massively. So let's say you have 5. At least that's a very minimum. That's a very minimum stuff. So let's say 5 persons are. Let's say 5 persons here from that place they are buying per day. 5 times 3.99, right? That's 2.99. That is $3. 5 times 3 is 15. So 15 times 7. So we're doing a little math. 5 is actually very small. 5 is very small for a bestseller. So let's say 10. 10 persons are buying it in a day. So 10 times 3, you're having $30 in a day times 7. Then you're having $210 in a week times 4. That is $840 in a month just from one book. Are you getting the maths behind this? Just from one book. But when you have multiple bestsellers, say you have about 5 out of 10, let's say out of your 10 books that you publish, 5 of them makes it to bestseller, you're going to be earning at least say $500 per month. From 5 of them is going to be 5 times 5, which is $2,500 in a month. There's no magic to it. It's just the work that is necessary to be put in to create that bestseller. And you're going to learn how to create a bestseller in this class. Okay. Then number 2, they outsource their book creation. Someone asked me a question before. The person was like, hello, okay. Someone asked me a question about not knowing how to write and if it could work for him. The truth is that for Amazon sellers, they actually don't do the writing themselves. Why? Because selling is not in the writing. This is what some people don't know, that the sales is not in the writing. There's a difference between being a bestseller and a best author. And okay, let me just ask on the chat box, which would you rather be? Being the best author or a bestseller? Let me see your answers there. You want to be the best-selling author or the best author? The best-selling author or the best author? Which one would it be? Good. So I say I prefer both. Best-selling author. Okay. So almost everybody is saying best-selling author, best-selling author, best-selling author. Yes, because you could write the best book, but if nobody buys it, how would they even know that the book was the best? Think about it. So what you're going to learn again is how to make your book the best-selling. We all know that for people that read books, probably self-help books or finance books, you see that to a large extent, they are all giving similar messages to a large extent. So what makes one person sell more than the other person? There's a strategy to this. There's a method to this. So you need to understand that people that earn so much from this business don't spend time writing books. Instead, I'm going to give you what they do. What they do is the next point: quality research. Quality research. So one of the things you're going to be learning about being successful is that there's a research method. And if you can deploy this research method, the chances of you getting a best-selling book is high. Now, your book might not be a bestseller in the first month. It might not be a bestseller in the first 2 months, but it will sell. Why? Because you're going to model things that are already working, not coming to do things that, some people start something and they feel like the best way is to just try their luck, let's go about it in any way. No, that is wrong. So you're going to learn the research methods that people, even I is something that I'm applying to my own process, and then the results will be seen. Okay, hold on. So another place that the seven-figure book publishers, where they hit it mainly, is quality research. That's the core of what brings in money. People that go find this business, they actually have a formula of doing research. And this research is what will help them determine the type of book that they will even publish in the first place. See, it's not every kind of book that makes it to bestseller. That's the truth. If you're going to sell, it's just for instance now, you want to sell something that will make so much money, you have to look for the audience. And there are three established, what do you call it now? Three established niches that has been proven to spin in money a lot, especially when it comes to book publishing. And number one is obvious, that is wealth. So when you talk about making money, people always want to look for how to make money. That's why you see that most times some bestsellers are books on how to make money. Another part is relationship. So you talk about marriage, you talk about dating, what guys want, what ladies want, love languages, this kind of things. So these are the things that people are always going to buy. People are always going to look for information. And if you think that people don't buy information products, then you're just under a rock because you don't know what's going on. Okay, so people are always going to buy information products. So that's number two. Number three is health. When you talk about health, we are looking at things like how to lose weight, how to diet, how to look fit, those kind of things. So these are books that when you do research, you see that they are the ones that end up being bestsellers. Then when you look at also, when this is non-fiction, then for fiction, there are also books that do well in fiction. But the way we determine what does well and what will not do well is through research. So through research, we are going to determine, first of all, the niche to play in. And as an Amazon KDP book publisher, you do not necessarily have to publish in one niche alone. You can learn how to use There are different strategies we use whenever we want to penetrate different markets. So you can do in different niches, but you need to use the strategy so that you don't get lost or you don't lose your value in the market. Okay, so like every business, there is a case of evolving. So you need to understand what people are going for these days, what people want. We know that it's a known fact that people's attention span these days is reduced. Okay, so this should make you know that there are certain things that you should be doing, and if you're not doing it right, okay, hold on, if you're not doing it right, then you might just be missing out. You will just be missing out. Okay, so let's look at also how to start Amazon KDP. So I promised that we are going to use somebody's account. I promise I'm going to open an account live for us on the class so that you understand it. So who was the person? If you are here, please raise up your hand. If I said I was going to use your account, and I told somebody I was going to use their account, I was going to open an account for you. Okay. Okay, Osage. Okay. Okay, Osage, let's try with your account. Okay. Okay, so I'll share my video right now. Who's raising it? Toba Rizan. Toba, what is it? I'm just going to open for one person so that everyone can see how to go about it. It's really easy. So, but if you have an Amazon account already, then there's no problem. What I'm going to open now is the Payoneer account so that you can see how to go about it. Okay, so just give me a minute. Yes. And you can open along with me. You can walk along with me as I'm going about this, so that you can be on the same page. Hello. So I'm going to share my screen right now so that you can see what I'm doing. You can follow along. You can use your phone to follow along. Okay. So let me share my screen. If you have any issues, you can just raise up your hand and I'll attend to you. Okay. How many people are here? So just go to payoneer.com. Just go to payoneer.com and okay, so when you go to payoneer.com, you go to register, because this obviously it's not about getting book, it's about getting paid. I said sign in. Oh no, sign up. So when you go to sign up, now very important, you go to individual. I'm recording. Okay, individual, you say, I'm looking to get paid by international clients or marketplaces. Get paid by international market, or so they're here. Then we'll go to register. So it's as simple as this, guys. So now remember, it should be on individual. Then clear this. So I need to go further from here. I think this is, I'm too fast. Oh my God. Okay, let me go back. Okay, are we here? Where are we, please? Are we together?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. So you go to,
yeah, we are together, sir.
Okay, you go to individual.
Sir, sorry, sir.
Okay.
Are we to sign in first?
Sign
register?
up. No, register. Sign up.
Sign up.
That is okay. Wait, let me go back again. Let me go back.
Because I have signing in and register here.
Okay, no problem. Wait. Now this is
you
what
can't
you
sign in. I don't have an account yet.
you don't have an account here, so you have to sign up. So let me start again. This is Payoneer sign up. That is payoneer.com. So I'm going to create where am I now? This is payoneer.com. So this is what I see when I come to payoneer.com. Okay.
Okay.
I hear nothing. Someone please help. People are hearing. No? So register.
Okay.
Individual. Someone should answer him now. Let me see. Sure. So now we are here to get paid by international marketplaces.
Oh.
Are we together? Let me go back again.
Yes, sir.
Get paid by international marketplaces. Then you register. So at this juncture, you can put in your details. So I want to do it live. Just that I don't know whether I can. Okay, let me use Osage's stuff. Osage, let me use your own. I already have your details. So please, you can fill it. Let's see. Let's see how we can do that. Osage, can you send me a chat? Okay.
Oh.
Osage, you're here, bro?
Yes.
So please, yes, very importantly, please, if you know you have a middle name on your bank account, please add the two names here. For instance, Osage has a middle name in his bank account. So we're going to add the middle name, first name, middle name before the last name. Do you understand?
Oh.
So instead of me just writing Osage Smith, I'm going to write Osage and I'm going to write I hope we got that right, because sometimes this registration is where people make mistakes and it becomes an issue. So please follow simple instruction to avoid wahala or biko. So let's do this. Okay.
So we should use Gmail.
Oh.
You can use any, okay, sorry. So at this point, I'm going to have to stop sharing so that I can protect. So keep doing it. I'll just fill this up so that I can protect his personal details.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it possible that someone can get restricted to that individual account based on ones where someone is registering from?
No, that's the thing. That's why there's no restriction if you just okay. Why are you asking?
On that signing page.
Yes, I can hear you.
Page, on that signing page, there's no individual there. I only have freelance agency,
no
online seller,
online seller,
then other verticals.
Does any other person have that same issue? Hello. Osage, this mail is not going through.
Host to a prestigious international friendly between the Netherlands and Denmark. Countries
Hello.
2022.
So basically, is anybody having any challenge? I'm on Payoneer now, not Amazon. We're registering, we're signing up. We're not signing in. We're signing up, we're not signing in. So, anyways, I think I'll have to leave that. And then let's continue with the class. Probably at the end, we'll have to do another class for that. Okay. So now let's talk about how to start. Are we together? Is anybody still signing up? Hello? So when you open your free account, that's for Amazon, if you're already registered on Amazon, then there's no need. You're not going to open any other account. You just simply log into a Kindle account. So that's that. Then you open your Payoneer account. Now, like I said, the reason why we're opening this Payoneer account is for us to have a US checking account, because that's what you can get paid on. Yes, Ola Michael, yes. So that's what you can get paid on, the US checking account. Then you go ahead, you create a book, publish it, you can start selling and making money. So that's the first step process. Open a free Kindle account, open a Payoneer account, create your book, publish, start making money. Good. So like I stated earlier, I'm going to now go into in depth into how to create a bestseller book. Okay, so please take note of this at this time. Number one, research, book research. It's not difficult, but it's a bit technical. There are even some other tools. There are some tools that we use during the book research that I might not be able to cover in this short time, because that is another structure on its own. So it's not so difficult, but we go about research, and what do? We go and discover what is already working. There's no need reinventing the wheel again. So you have to discover what is working. I know you are a good writer. I know you love writing books. You love creative writing. For now, let's talk about how we are going to sell. Okay? You can create a name, and then while you're selling books for profit, you can still be selling books for your brand. Okay, so please, let's try not to mix it up. There's a place for you to do your own thing. Even while you're doing your own thing, if you can apply the book research methods, you will also end up having good books that will be selling. Nobody wants their book to just be on the shelf. Everybody wants to sell. So creating a bestseller most times is actually just modeling what is currently selling. That is how you create a bestseller. Another thing to note about bestseller is this: people actually judge a book by its cover. Do you know that the cover of a book can go a long way in determining if that book will sell or not? Did you know? So there are people that, I heard of a guy that all he does is spend time determining what the title. In short, that's what you should basically do. Since you're not going to be spending time writing the book, what you're going to spend time doing is learning how to model a book that is already selling. For instance, I showed you guys the current bestsellers. What people do is just go there, model it, have almost the same thing, that's the modeling, and then deploy their own book, and then it's selling as well. Because human beings, we have there's a way we think, and believe me, when something is working, it will keep working for some time. Okay, so that's a research method we do. So we check the niche, We check also sub niche. There's a bigger niche. A bigger niche could be relationship. A sub niche could be about girls. A sub niche could be about Asian girls. So that is how it is. So mostly when you start your research from the sub niche, you can get more traction there because it might not be so saturated. We'll also check the saturation of a niche before deploying our books. So it's an interesting process. Who is that now? Who is that? It's an interesting process. Oh my God. Which person's mic is on?
Magoni. His mic is on.
Okay. I'm not seeing the person.
I think it's Mustafa.
Mustafa. Okay. Thank you. So back to it. When you do these simple things, it's easier to get a book that will sell. So because one good thing about Amazon is that if your book begins to sell, Amazon themselves will help you sell. They will help you promote it because for every sale you make, they are getting 30% from your sale. So when they see that you have put out something that is selling, why not? They are going to help you push that book to sell. So as long as you do the right thing about doing the proper research, you would be able to sell it. So how do you outsource this writing? Now, I'm heading over to the writing. I've talked about how to, some part of the research work, because if we're going to go deep into the research work, it's another broad topic on its own. So now, how do you do the outsourcing? I'm talking about outsourcing now. Outsourcing is as little as going to Upwork, Fiverr. You can outsource your books there. That's number one way. Do we know, if you don't know Upwork or Fiverr, can I see your hand? I don't know Upwork or Fiverr. Let me see you, because I used to assume that a lot of people know Upwork or Fiverr. If you don't know, let me see, maybe put it in the chat box or something. Okay, so I assume everybody know Upwork or Fiverr. Good. So Fiverr, Upwork are places that you can go and put your book up there for okay, I don't know. So it's a place that you can go and outsource. You pay people to write your book. So, but most times it's after you've gotten traction, that is when you start doing that. Then another way we do this is that there's a website, there's something called PLR. There's something called PLR. So for the PLR is called public label rights. Public label rights means that there are people that put out materials like books, and they write these books, but they don't have any rights to it. They sell the rights. So you can go download that book, write your name, and become the author of that book, and there's no offense there. So that's why it's called PLR. So we have websites that have books, different kind of books that you can put on, and it becomes yours. So all you have to do now is create the good image and the good cover for the book, and then you can sell that book as your own. Okay, so because I've heard of someone that makes so much money selling fiction books and he does not write a word. Rather, he spends time just doing research on the cover, and then when he gets the book, the cover done, he already gives it to someone on Fiverr to write the book for him, and boom, he's making thousands of dollars every month. All right. So I'm gradually coming to the end of this session. I hope it's been worth it. So I want to give a summary of what we have done so far today. A summary of how to make Amazon KDP work for you. Now, it's something for it to work and another thing for it to work for you. So I want to talk about summary of what I've taught today, how to make it work for you. Number one, have the right mindset. You need to understand that what makes business profitable is this business. Now, generally, businesses have the different key performance indexes that make them that make them work. For you, as a book publisher, what when you what are the necessary things to help you make money? And this is it. Have at least 5 best-selling books. Now, what I'm saying is this: it might take you having to do 10 books, 20 books, 30 books for you to get 5 best-selling. So, but if you can have 5 best-selling, then you'll be having good money at the end of the month, every month. So, and in order to do this, you have to do your research, and you can use this method that I've talked about. It's also in this method is in that what do you call it now? This method is in the program that I showed you guys in the first video, the video that you got immediately came to my DM. You see the program there, and the research method is there of how you can do your research faster, because it's not just about spending maybe spending 1 month doing research. No, you spend as little as probably 3 days, even 2 days, depending on how fast you are. You can use that method, spend lesser time doing this research, and then you can publish more books in a short time. Remember, you're not writing the book, so what's taking you time? Number 2, focus on improvement. It's possible that one book will give you $200 a month, but when you have about 5 books and you do the maths, compound effects, you can earn up to $1,000 a month. So you have to focus on improving, and the more you do this, the better you get and the faster you get. So you can see yourself creating about 40 books in 6 months, and out of that 40 books, let's say three makes it a bestseller, then you're already in money. You can now use that money to source for that money, and that is how you do it. Number 3 is that you need to have a method. Have a method that you can test run, you can back test. Because if you're just doing this, you're doing that, how would you know what is working and what's not working? For instance, you could choose a niche and then do the research on that niche, and you can now say, okay, this and this and these are the things I've done. There's one secret that I learned about this, and I'm going to tell you guys at the end of this video. So remember, choose a method, stick to the method, troubleshoot that method, and then you can decide if it's working. If it's not working, then you change the method. Then finally, think long term. You have to think long term. Like any other business, long-term thinkers are the ones that win. The beautiful thing about this is and the peculiar thing about this is that once a book, I keep emphasizing on bestseller, because once you get your book to being a bestseller, chances that you keep selling for years. I saw this book, 5 Love Languages on Amazon. During one of the research, I saw that book has thousands of ratings, and this book has been for how long? Yet it's still on bestseller at a niche level. When you go to a niche level of relationship, you still see it as a bestseller, meaning that a book that the author wrote since probably 2014 is still getting consistent 6-figure income, dollar income every month. So check it out, guys. Once you can get it long term, think about it, do your research, get your book on, boom, you are good to go. Okay, so before I do any other thing, please, I want to take some questions at this point in time. Some persons have raised up their hand before. I hope you have not forgotten your question. No, if you still remember your question, please, you can ask. Toba, do you have a question? Toba, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Please, let's not waste any more time. Toba, okay. If you're not ready, Osage. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, good.
My question is, do we have a specific word count when it comes to writing it?
Specific word, okay, if I got you correct, specific word count. No, there's no specific word count when it comes to writing a book. It's just like your normal books, okay? So the only thing is that you're looking for you're modeling what is already best selling. So if what is best selling has about 100 pages, then you
on the book.
okay.
And second, And second, do we have do we need to have a specific outlines on the same book?
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So that's a good question you've asked. And like I was saying before I got cut off, for specificity, remember we are modeling what works. We're not here to become a best author. We're not here to become good authors. What we're here to do is to publish books that will make us money. So, like I said, through the research method, you're going to now see a book that is doing really well. There are metrics that we used to know that a book is doing really well. Number one, when we know that that book is doing well. Number two, okay, the first thing is that we're going to pick the niche. So we're going to look for a niche that is not so saturated. There's a way we do that. We'll check that this niche is not so saturated. When we have discovered that it's not saturated like that, we'll now say, fine. Number two, which books are the best sellers? How many people are buying? A bestseller could be in a place where, for instance, how to raise your parrot. How many people have parrots? Do you understand? So, but when you're looking at a niche like the wealth, health, relationships, remember, we're not going to break it down. When you go to the health, there are different parts. There's the health for people that want to gain muscle weight, people that want to lose weight. So by the time we niche it down, I will now see that at least there are a lot of traction. There are a lot of people interested in this. They will now check what are the best-selling books here. By the time we check the best-selling books here, we can now model what those books are like. For instance, they have shiny picture on their page, on their cover page. Then we can now model that, and that is how we can get to know what we will use for our own book. Okay, I hope that's clear. Is that clear?
Yes, it is. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. All right. Toba, are you going? Toba, do you have a question? Okay. Is there any other question in the house? All right. So, going down to wrap this up. So while I was doing my research, that was when I came across the program. That's the seminar that I sent. Phoebe. Okay, yes, please unmute yourself and talk. Okay. Did you raise your hand by mistake? Solomon. All right. Okay, no question again.
Okay, sorry, I have a question.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, for the publishing of this book, like, how do we use Microsoft, or how do we do it? How do we create the book and publish it?
Good. Very good question. Now, these books are PDF. Am I hearing myself? These books are PDF format, meaning that it's still the normal Microsoft Word that you can use, convert to PDF, and then you publish. Okay, but most times you can use Google Docs so that you can have it saved on the cloud, and wherever you are, you can use any device to access it. Okay, so that's it for that. Now, talking about the program that I sent to us, so it's something that during my research, I found out that it's very useful in the sense that that's why I personally even learned the research methods that helps in making sure that it's a success. So if you've checked out that program, then you would see that it's something that, I don't know, it's something that if you are ready to start the business, might be or will be a good fit for you, because it contains not just research methods and the rest, it's also a mentorship program that's going to take you from being, obviously, probably you've not published books before, you maybe don't even know how to write, and even if you know how to write, probably you're not a best-selling author yet, and all. So it's going to take you from being that nobody to knowing how to get the results. So that is another thing that I would recommend if you're starting with this business, or if you want to begin with the business. So by the time you learn how to go about this, then you're basically good to go in this whole process of being successful with Amazon KDP. Okay, so currently the program goes for 40,000. Yes, the program goes for 40,000 currently, and I promised I was going to sponsor some people, because I just feel like, what's the need of going through the whole length without helping people get started? And also, if there are there people that want to even get started with the program? First of all, just let me see with show of hands, because even me, I'm preparing a challenge of selling, because I'll be also releasing some books. I'll also be releasing some books myself, and I feel like I want to do this with a team. Yes, when you get that program, you also get into the mentorship of the creator of the program. But I likewise would love to work with certain people to see how we can push ourselves, because sometimes it's not that you cannot do this thing, but I noticed that most people get discouraged along the way. Yes, most people get discouraged along the way, and that is why I'm going this length to do this. So what I'm going to do is that I hope everybody that's raising up their hand, I hope you're on the group, because we're going to use that group to